Thank you, Senators, for inviting me to speak with you today and for allowing me to share our family story of loss and the hopes of helping others. I'm a wife, a nurse, and a mother of 4 boys. Our family is just like a lot of other families, including yours. We like to spend time together, laugh together, and dream about the future. On June 14th of 2015, our lives changed forever. That is the day that our 2 older sons were pronounced dead of an accidental alcohol opioid-related overdose. Our sons, Nick and Jack, were like many other 18 and 19-year-olds. They were athletes, had a great circle of friends, and had dreams and aspirations in life. Nick had just finished his freshman year at Indiana University, and Jack had just graduated high school and was heading into his first year at Ball State University. They were best friends. Nick and Jack had attended graduation parties the night before. They came home at curfew and checked in with me. I went to bed as I headed to the kitchen to make a snack. The next morning, I went into Jack's room and found him unresponsive. I did what I was trained to do and initiated CPR after I'd called 911. I was yelling. I yelled for Nick to come and help me, but he never came. You see, Nick was sleeping in the basement with friends, and when I'd called for help, his friends had heard me and had tried to awaken him, but he had passed as well. How could 2 boys who have always seemed to make good decisions in life make such a choice that would ultimately cost them their life? My husband and I don't understand. How could this happen? How did somebody's prescription end up in the pocket of a teenager at a graduation party? Why wouldn't they just say no? We may never know the answers to all of these questions, but what we do know is that bringing awareness to this issue could save a life. Our kids were talked to about drugs and underage drinking and knew that it was wrong. So why would they take a prescription that did not belong to them? Prescription drug misuse and abuse was not even on our radar 2.5 years ago, and therefore never discussed with our children. In the spring of 2016, we were approached by a local coalition that was doing a community town hall meeting that was funded by SAMHSA. The topic was underage drinking. And since underage drinking contributed to the poor choices our boys made that night, we decided to participate. This marked the first time that we spoke publicly about losing Nick and Jack. And it began a partnership with other community advocates and lawmakers who are also looking to answer to this epidemic. Since that time, Nick and Jack's story has been told to over 20,000 students across the United States to help spread awareness of alcohol and prescription drug misuse and abuse. Every time I tell Nick and Jack's story, it takes my breath away. It still doesn't seem real. It would be so easy to be consumed by grief and never heard from again. Or we could talk about what happened to us to increase awareness in the hopes of helping others. This is what we have chosen to do. Nick and Jack may no longer be able to live their dreams, but by telling their story, we can help others live to reach their dreams and their potential in life. We've created the 525 Foundation in memory of Nick and Jack. 5 was Jack's hockey number, and 25 was Nick's. This foundation has allowed us to reach thousands of high school students, parents, and educators. Their story makes an impact, and kids listen. You can hear a pin drop in many of the auditoriums that I speak in. If we can reach one person every time we tell their story, then we have made a difference. Our goal for our foundation is to make a significant difference in our communities. We have partnered with our police, fire departments, and other local coalitions to hold pill drops to get opioids and other prescription drugs off our streets. At our last community pill drop, we collected over 500 pounds of unused or expired prescription medications. When you think that just one pill could take a life, that's a lot of lives saved. There is a need for safe disposal of medications. We have joined Drug and Alcohol Abuse Task Force in Indiana in collaboration with doctors, community leaders, and police personnel. We've partnered with our local health departments to help expand educational programs. We are working with Indiana University's Grand Challenge to establish long-term plans to combat the opioid misuse and abuse in our state. Our goal for our future is to expand educational curriculum to include prevention at all age levels. There is a need for increased awareness and education related to opioids. Every week when I talk to a new group of teenagers about our family and about the dangers of prescription drug abuse and misuse, it is evident that there is a knowledge gap. There are still people in this community that are unaware of the dangers like we were 2.5 years ago. Time is of the essence when you look at the statistics. According to the Center for Disease Control, 115 people die every day of an opioid overdose. That means that today, 115 families are going to suffer a loss like we did. Who will it be today? This story will repeat itself 115 times a day, and families will continue to be destroyed until we move forward as a nation on all levels, community, state, and federal, to address this crisis. The reason that I am in front of you is to impress upon you and everyone listening that this epidemic is real and that it can happen to anyone. Thank you for your time, and once again for the opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you, Ms. Savage. Your story takes our breath away, and we're grateful for your courage.
Thank you.